Miss Kitty live. Connect and rip the knob off.
Full of Vibes Friday, always a riot on your radio. I have Nigel Staff in studio. Emprezz Golding is here with me, and we're talking about racism and its global impact. Are black people woke, or are we still asleep? Is it much ado about nothing? Is racism real, or is it exaggerated? Also, a hot topic today is a video that I just saw. Georgia addressed it on her show, and I am saying that what I saw has made me so irate because there is a right way to do even the wrong thing, and wrong cannot be right. And so for me, I've seen a video where a woman of Chinese descent, accosted a student, and physically assaulted her because she thought or was of the view that the child was stealing or whatever it is. Now, guys, let me be abundantly clear. If you suspect a child is stealing in your store, your duty is not to box up the people them pitney. What you do is you detain or hold the child and call the police. You cannot take matters into your hands because for all intents and purposes, how do you know that the child was stealing? What proof do you have? Okay? So we are not sure if the child was stealing, okay? And now there is a video on social media in the world now with a child's face being embarrassed for something that she might not have done. And even if she did do it, there is a way, Empress, to deal with the situation. No, Miss Chin, me never tell a lie. You hurt me to the core. Right now, I never feel like more eating a chicken fried rice. I don't want a sweet and sour chicken. I don't want a roast chicken. Can you see? Someone who leave in a country, or me if you're Albania, I want to come here and can do some summer. Want to could do a China. I want to can do a North Korea. I want to can do a South Korea. I wonder if Kim Jong-un want a little email. Come on, tell you about someone today. But make him come deal with the ass. You cannot do that, Calico. If you suspect that the child has done a wrong, has stolen something from you, as the proprietor, you're within your right to protect your goods, Empress. You get what I'm saying? Because let us be fair. There are children who are miscreants and who will go and steal and do the things them for choo-choo, okay? So I'm not say all children are innocent or whatever the case is. But if you suspect her, okay, of doing something, committing a theft or a crime, whatever, call the police, detain her and call the police. They know if you're in store of any, what do you call it now, video camera, we run the video camera, or you get other people to be witnesses or whatever. But you can't box a little child like that, Miss Chin. You can't do that. All them something get me iggy. All them something make me feel all warm, and the people them AC, you know, and the AC just service. And I feel warm, I tell you. Because I didn't see it. My ear Georgia talk about it. And then I just looked at it and I'm thinking to myself, what is happening here? What is happening here? Empress, have you seen the video?
Yes, Kitty, I actually saw it on my way here. I saw it. Somebody alerted me about the video. And to tell you the truth, my sister, it not look good.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time that we've seen Chinese wholesalers or wholesale owners or Chinese workers box and slap Jamaican people. And it don't look good. But listen to me. Let me tell you something. The girl did not resist. She was not fighting the lady back.
Yes.
And the thing here is that there was a communication sent out by the Jamaica Constabulary Force that says that the lady has been charged.
Yes,
and I'm
assault.
very grateful she has been charged with assault. And if it was my picnic, I don't know how me would react.
You
but
have
the
to
thing
stick
is,
within the ambits of the law.
That is true.
If you back Miss Chin, you're going to charge her.
and well, I wasn't going to do that, but I would have given Miss Chin some serious words in my language, Jamaican language, and Fiar language.
No, I'm not trying to say that all children are innocent, because we know all the people them bad and terrible sometimes. But what I'm saying is that does not give you the right to abuse a child who may be an innocent victim. If it is that you feel like she has stolen from you and you feel like you have reasonable cause to believe that she has done something, detain her, restrain her, call the police, and let them do their job. But you cannot tell me you're going to girt somebody's child and box her.
Listen, man.
You know, say me not like talk about them.
You don't want a glass of wine?
Daytime.
Pineapple juice now. You got a glass of wine for me, Skitty.
Real talk,
tell ya.
Nigel. Real talk.
Foota Hype is in my studio
Yes.
as well.
Boss.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Good afternoon to you, Foota Hype.
What's up? What's up?
Everything is up, all day, every day.
Viral King is here.
The viral king.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Little did we know.
I never know.
Foota Hype, aka the viral king,
Yeah.
is in my studio. Foota, have you seen the video of the Chinese lady accosting the student and boxing her?
No.
Oh, you have not seen it?
Just wait for come on your program, Miss Kitty.
Okay, all right.
The man
so,
works at night, darling.
all right, let me
Yeah.
allow your brain cells to go and marinate, and let's give you some wine and some stuff, and make sure.
No, water will do.
Oh, water. All right, because the aliens will come when the wine. Okay, now.
They're here.
What does racism mean to you? How do you define it? What does it mean?
I think it's been a social construct for hundreds of years, probably thousands. And it's something that was constructed in a way that we continuously buy into it, both as the perpetrator and the victim. And as the societies develop and transform and transition, it takes different forms.
Yes.
And because of that, the way you used to deal with it 50 years ago, it doesn't seem to make sense anymore. I think for that reason, I think we as the victims, I think we're kind of behind in how we deal with stuff, because I think we've been at a disadvantage because we've always been playing catch up, so to speak, and because we've been playing catch up, they're always 2-3 steps ahead of us, and they transform quicker than we can adjust. And by the time we adjust to what's new, something else at us. But I think it's something that is here to stay, and it's gonna stay for a couple of hundred or thousands of years before. I mean, it's just survival of the fittest as far as I see. And
No, it might take millions of years.
yeah, but it's just
Reason
something
being-
that we have to be smart about dealing with, and I think we have all the tools to deal with it. I just don't think we're doing it.
Have you ever experienced racism?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Nigel,
As long as we
For
never
you,
say-
Foota, what does racism mean to
I
you?
don't really want to take over the show, but more want
Yeah, you
Nigel-
can't take over my show, Foota. I
Would
run
I
this.
like Nigel tell me what are the tools that he see as what we should use? Cause
I want to reserve that for later in the show.
Yeah, go ahead,
Go ahead,
Foota.
Foota.
for me, there's one universal tool that we need, and it's loving ourselves.
Yes.
The main reason why racism is so effective and affecting we as a race, because it is what it is, you know. The reason why all the other races are ahead of us is because they acknowledge that they have to love their race first before anybody else. We tend to not realize that. Black women and black men are insecure with their own self.
Yes.
The other races have been so dominant in encouraging us to not like us. And it's the same reason with this lady and her child. It's like she not see a problem with what she do,
Yes.
because she probably nobody never call her monkey yet. She don't understand the depth of where the monkey syndrome come from. Because if she was knowledgeable enough to know that the first zoo that existed in the world was not animals in the zoo, it was a black child, and he was labeled as the monkey.
But
And
do you realize that putting yourself first and loving yourself, as you say, can be interpreted in some quarters,
No,
most
but-
quarters, as racism
but
itself?
at the end of the day, well, I know, don't remember answer him. At the end of the day, black people are the victims of racism. So if we love black people and I put black people first, we can't ever consider say we are doing an act of racism, because we are the victims.
Victim.
No, but I want to come in and just say, so racism basically, it's discrimination and feeling that your race, whether you're Angloid or Mongoloid or whatever, is superior to the other. We have been programmed to think and believe that we are inferior.
Yes.
We have been beaten, and we have had the worst Holocaust that has ever happened in the world is to the African people
Yes.
of Negro
Yes.
descent.
Yes.
We have not recovered psychologically or economically.
Physically, nothing.
That's why you can see videos viral of the girl downtown, the lady downtown, butt naked, bleaching her skin, and everybody rubbing it all over her bottom and everybody. Like it is nothing. Because you look at that and you say, is there not a psychological sickness? No. I stand with the Council for Reparations and those who are fighting fighting for those who did us wrong psychologically and economically. We have not recovered. You said it, emotion. We haven't caught up, Nigel. Kitty, we have not caught up. So the problem here is this. If we don't address it, and I keep talking about these difficult conversations that we have to have in life, it's difficult to talk about.
Yes.
Because I have white friends, me have Asian friends, and they have no problem with me standing and saying, I stand for race first. I will buy black first because I have to build my people so we can stand on an equal playing field. It's not racist to say I'm going to fix myself so we can walk equally, because we are not equal. Monopoly. We think about a monopoly board. Where are we starting? I agree.
Perspective.
But here it is. But your perspective is not important if it's not beneficial to me.
Exactly.
That's how I feel.
Exactly, and that's the premise of racism.
And it's okay. It's okay if you don't like black, and it's okay if you don't like black people.
That's why it's so powerful, though. I'm not continuing. That's why it's so powerful.
Yeah.
Because I am saying the glass is half empty, and you're saying it's half full. And the fact that I'm saying it's half full is beneficial to me. Empty has a negative connotation, so you feel you're at a disadvantage. I feel that.
But if you look at it, we are, because it's
I'm not disputing that.
No. I'm not saying you're disputing. I just wanted to talk. When we talk about racism, there is a thought with certain races that we are monkeys and we are apes and we are ignorant and we are religious and we were labeled. No, but some people from different races believe in their core
that's where we come
that's
from.
who we are because how we've been represented or how they have been programmed.
So we are from the apes. We have evolved.
And it's a negative history.
Yes.
You see, when you put the conjunction of ape and black people, it's very dangerous. So when Foota mentioned, I don't think you did bring it up earlier, the H&M ad of the little black boy, the little black prince king in a shirt that says, what is it? Coolest monkey in the jungle, next to a European Caucasian kid where he is the what?
Survivor.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is dangerous in conversation in this day and age to have because of what has happened.
Empress, me just want to say this too, and it's right there in front of the whole world to see. And black people, even my blood I run cold, like black people are so insecure themselves that they can't realize that we are the forefathers of white people. Every race come from us. So if they're going to conclude that we are monkeys of the jungle, you're also monkeys of the jungle, but you are the adulterated one, the weaker race, the lighter skin, the weaker teeth, the weaker DNA, the weaker everything. The only reason why your skin is lighter than mine because you have a weaker level of melanin. You all came from us. Black people are the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 10th fathers of the world.
And Foota makes an important point about what you teach your children. I have a friend of Asian descent. I won't say which part of Asia, whether it be India, Japan, or China. But culturally, they were taught that they were quite superior. Yes. And that's a programming that they taught them. So when they entered the world, they felt that way.
Exactly.
Now, I have no problem. Whatever you want to teach, is teaching somebody that they may be superior in skin or in something. If it is a fact, it's not racist. You're not saying the other. You're not saying to go and kill, rape, and keep that other race down. You're just empowering and lifting your own people. And there's some things that maybe strategically, it's not everything we're going to say publicly, but there's nothing wrong with teaching your children and maybe to just catch up and reverse all of this psychological damage that has been done with self-hate upon ourselves. We need to reprogram our education. Truth or not, you may have to tell the children that you are superior just to get them to a point to be in equal standing.
Miss Kitty attacked me that, but you end up bringing it up first. Can we kind of plan for your program?
Yeah.
I don't tend to refer to education because education can also be something of wrong. Because my son highlighted me to something and I was very shocked. Like years ago, he go to school and the teacher tell him, say the cow jump over the moon. Which of course, if he does not put that on the test paper, that the cow jump over the moon when he does his monthly test, he's going to be
marked wrong, yes.
But in his head, he said to me, Daddy, my teacher told me that cow jump over the moon, but that is crazy because a cow can't jump. It would best to say a kangaroo or a frog. And I was looking at it. So the teacher and the curriculum is already destroyed before it is even on the
Well, it was designed.
So
designed by the people, not for us.
Saying the same thing, but it's where do we attack it from?
You attack it from your house.
Yes,
knowledge
exactly.
is key. So like me as a father now, when we say black people are the first. I have to start telling my child that no matter what the teacher tell him says, so we have to go against the school.
Yes.
Me as a youth now, when learn about certain things where even have to do with religion and Christianity, I have to start telling my son, say, yo, we don't have no religion, you know. We deal with spirituality, you know. We deal with the creator and the superior being. Me don't know about no Christian or deacon or Anglican. We don't know about them.
Some people just drop on dead, you know, and turn off the radio station right now, you know.
Now, many persons were up in arms about it, but needless to say, my love, his mother came out to say, hello, y'all are making much ado about nothing. It's not a big deal. He is my son. He is a model, and we're okay. Now, when the mother said that, though, Foota, I was saying to myself, well, I don't need to fertilize my blood pressure, because if you, as a mother, were carrying for 9 months and shoot him out, all right, with it.
No, but we can't have that mentality.
Talk to me now.
I educate myself and govern myself, not based on what is accepted out there by most lost people, but I govern
most
myself.
Lost people.
Yeah, okay. A lot of people are lost.
Okay.
So me govern my thing off a awakened person.
Yes.
Now that mother, without me even knowing her, is very lost.
Why is she lost?
Because of course, if she was connected with our ancestral history and where we are come from and the little tags and labels where we did under, she would have a problem.
Yes.
But she not have a problem because she don't know. So fear thing is, them a give me $1 million if them gonna put something disrespectful on a shirt, me no business, cause more on the money. Now, that money to me would not be accepted. That money that can't soothe my soul.
Yes.
You see me? And that can't make my child, when me bring forth from my ancestral powers. Cause people take pitney thing for joke. Remember say, you, Miss Kitty, or Empress, cannot get pregnant by somebody if the Almighty now approve it, you know. No matter how bad the situation is, you know, you might end up with a bum where don't have a job, where is a worthless man that sit down on a corner. But there's something in his DNA and something in his yours that God decided that I want these two DNAs to intertwine to produce a certain product.
Yes.
So it's not just you getting up and me getting up and say, okay, we're going to be parents. When you become parents, you transcend from regular human beings to gods. So when she do that now, it made me look upon her as somebody very unknowledgeable and somebody very dull within the mind of what we are supposed to be.
And
yes.
You know, Foota does have a point.
Yeah, did you have a problem with what the mom said, Empress?
Can
because
I tell you the
when
honest
everybody
to God
was up in
truth?
arms, and then she came out and she said, you know, it's not a problem. It should not be
We
a
all
problem.
have different opinions or something of that nature,
Yes.
she said. You know, some words came to mind, some F words and some S words when
Yes.
I saw it. But no, I don't mind it. But really it was, is the free... No,
not
I know that. But I was like, what the... Is freedom of speech a fallacy? So here is H&M, owned by a Swedish company,
Yes.
owned by European people.
Yes.
Now, privilege, sometimes when you're privileged, you don't see the need to address certain things because it doesn't affect you.
Yes.
Right.
But the greater society is affected by the messaging that happens and by the different racist acts, subliminal or overt, that happens. We are affected by it in how we think and how we are able to progress. All right?
see what's up.
Just and how we see ourselves, and how
Right.
you see yourself is important to how you're gonna grow.
Yes.
Yeah. If you see yourself just as a dirty nigger, that word I don't know if you can say the radio, but the word that we love to call ourselves, dog and
Yes.
nigger, you know,
Yes.
and things like that.
Wagwan dog.
Wagwan
Hate
dog. I
that.
don't like it.
Dog
And you know,
is
we all
something
get caught up.
ironic
Like
for
when
me.
you're in America and you with when I'm with my black American girlfriends, you know, B, you know, the
Yes.
B word, and
Yeah.
sometimes you slip and like you're in a fun talk, and that's how we use it. But those things as well, those derogatory terms that we label ourselves with, affects how we see ourselves and how we act. Now let's go back to, is freedom of speech a fallacy? You are not allowed freedom of speech.
You have to be
It is
responsible.
no, it's a lie. We talk about freedom of speech in this new age on social media. You have to put, if you say something like the race car driver Lewis Hamilton, for example, and this is going back to this. I'm opening up another difficult conversation about freedom of speech and pastors and people who, for example, if you don't believe that homosexuality is right for your home and your family, you can't say that publicly.
Yes, you'll
but
be
if you
chastised.
believe homosexuality is right for your family, you can say it publicly. So it's not a freedom of speech.
Yes.
You got to pull it back because of the what? The dollar. Let's look at black people, the African Negro people.
Love is the
That's
dollar.
All right, two things where stop confuse me with history, because I was very confused. I was not knowing what to gravitate to as a young person, because I had questions and I had issues. And I would remember these same people, the other races would say, do not question God. And God is Jesus and Jesus is God. Then I'm thinking, then why give me a brain if I must not ask questions? So my thing is, two things me use and understand history: time and place. Two things where if you use them right, because if you listen to the story of Jesus, the time and the place make it totally incorrect. The name, everything. Is the next thing where for we deal with racism now, we have to go as far back as when we carry the conversation now. Because it starts from right there. Because the original people are hidden by their names are not there. The story of the Bible is in Africa. That is place. The time of the story is hidden.
His hair was of lamb's wool.
Yes, of wool.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what they say. But look
For
at
example.
this. Them mash up the image. The names are all fictitious, Miss Kitty. And a lot of Christians are going to wonder, if the yellow and them come for him again. Yes, them come for me. There was no African named Matthew, no African named Mark, no African named Moses, no three-letter name, no African. Now, if you translate it 100 million times.
Zumbulu.
Yeah, we have 12 to 15 names, letters in the name. Even when them separate Africa and call part Middle East, the Middle Eastern people name long. So,
Alphabet.
Tom, what name? Mark, Luke, John, Peter. The whole of them name there are English name, European names. So,
But who wrote the King James
no, that's what I'm
version?
saying.
Let's go there.
No, but Empress,
Who gave
remember,
it to
say
us?
you more knowledgeable to this. I'm trying
No,
to.
not
get the-
necessarily. I'm learning from you.
No, I'm
Foota.
just trying to say the people, the regular people out there who only in this region that we are English based, we are European based, they don't know of Kemet. They don't know Horus. They don't know Aset. They don't know what Amun-Ra is. They don't know what the Ankh is. They don't know what the Eye of Horus is. They don't know nothing of that. If I go to the... And rest in peace, Ian Boyne, but I was waiting on that call to go on that program and it never happened. For whatever reason, God knows. I would ask any person who label themselves as a modern day Christian and say they are of Jesus Christ to tell me, what is your original language and what is your original place? Because most of these Christians are so dead-bound and defending this European philosophy and they know not themselves. So how can you stand firm and defend something that is not of your origin, that you know not of?
It's
But you
so
cannot tell me where in Africa you're originally from or what language you're originally
But you see,
speak.
but it comes back to socialization, and as we already
Programming,
discussed, how
Kitty.
you've been
Programming.
classically conditioned.
Program.
So the education. Say for example, so I did a course where we're talking about Christopher Columbus. Okay, remember when if there was a Columbus, it's coming
Me not
to
too
Jamaica.
like him, you know?
No, remember me, Iggy.
We really don't
Listen
like
to me.
him.
You say when me do that course there. Call it a swear.
Yeah.
When me done, me I read and me hear me. I'll call me what take my body now.
Yeah, man.
See
Look
there?
upon it, look on it.
Listen
Read
to me. He raped
zoom
and
in, zoom in.
pilfered and did all of these things. You came and you saw the Kalinagos. You named them Carib because you wanted them what you call it now, cannibal and all kind of something because you want carry back to Isabella for tell she and Ferdinand say yeah them don't you kill them one of them and never one of them because you want to take over the people them place. You're wicked.
But you want to Miss Kitty.
And a lot of people will never know the truth. So I get to understand. I understand where Foota is coming from because if you don't know your past, if you don't know your history,
cannot know.
if you've never heard about the Moors,
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
don't know
Oh, the
your
Moors,
history,
wait,
Thank
Kitty,
you for-
Kitty.
You don't-
Oh, the
Kitty.
first time I love you. Them not
Ladies
talk
and
about
gentlemen,
the
we're on
Moors.
radio.
Listen, listen,
We're on
It don't matter,
radio.
it don't matter.
We're on European radio.
No, you know, the Moors.
Oh my gosh.
Hold on.
Let me tell you.
Empress, hold on.
Let's rate it in.
Kitty,
Let's
hold on.
rate it in.
More take over
I'm
after that.
officially now the devil's advocate.
Miss
One
Kitty,
second.
you
One
should have mentioned that, Miss Kitty.
Oh my
You know
God.
why?
The Moors
Even
were
if-
traveling
hold
and
on.
trading
Hold on.
and mathematicians
No,
and
but-
architects.
Let's not
Lord,
fight over the
hold on.
Moors.
Hold on, guys. Remember.
Who are the Moors, Miss Kitty?
The Moors-
Explain to them who the Moors are.
Wait, no. The Moors were the ones to whom Christopher Columbus went and wanted to use their trade route. The Moors said, no, my general, can't get that. And that's how come him find Ronnie I saw because the Moors would not allow it.
But remember, so the Moors, when we go and say, oh, Europe has the best fashion. Europe had no fashion.
Yes, the Moors.
The Moors taught
Yes.
Europe
Let's
about
talk
clothing.
about the black
We're not
people.
supposed to-
Engineering,
Yes.
The black-
mathematics,
yes,
the first
architecture,
set of ships,
everything.
Black
the first
African people
chariots.
named Moors
Yes.
were
Yes.
trading
Yes.
and traveling
Right.
Yes,
and building
years
and
before.
ships and
No,
navigating
they were
ships and
given the
everything.
gift. They were given the gift of technology
Yes.
from the Almighty.
Yes.
Listen, you have even Africans who were given the gift of medicine who could talk to flowers and talk to trees. Now people are gonna think I'm mad.
No, you're
But
not,
When
Foota.
people
Don't
say,
let
when
them
people
tell
say to you, say, boil fever grass and it good for that and it good for that.
Yes.
You think somebody just get up
Yeah.
and just
And buck up in
no, the trees used to talk to us. We used to talk to the trees. First thing, people of our era now don't know that original Africans never ate meat. Them never used to even cook. Them used to eat raw food.
Grains
See?
and-
And then you were connected with your third eye and you were given messages different from now. We are not that powerful. Remember, people used to live to all 1,000-year world because your connection with the universe and what you eat was so connected that you could have pick up the frequencies from trees, animals. Remember, animals and humans were not enemies until the Caucasians, you know. This is how people don't understand. So when me go talk to all the Christian now, them go tell me about what happened now. Me like said to them, say, what was before?
Yes.
Don't talk to me about now. Talk to me about the origin of the thing.
You know, it's so funny, Foota, with all of this that we're saying, and I love this conversation because it's difficult.
Yes.
And I tell you, my whole new
I-
thing, Kitty, 2018 is about having difficult
Yes.
conversations.
Yes.
So I can overcome and I can be enlightened.
Yes.
And what you're saying is looking at spirituality from Africa. I used to hate when people talk about voodoo and Haitian people. You mentioned Haiti earlier
Yes.
and the disaster with the earthquakes
Yes.
and not being able to,
Recover.
recover.
Mhm.
And Haiti paid their debt.
Yes,
to
still
France.
paying.
And we are still sitting and looking
Yeah.
at Haiti and where they are economically, and it's
Yes.
You know me like when they bring up
Please.
Haiti because here why you now understand why Haiti still a suffer.
please.
It's still the same thing about racism.
Mm-hmm.
Haiti is the first Caribbean nation
Yes.
to relieve themselves.
But that's what I just
slavery, yes.
said.
And
They
that's-
paid
Guess-
their
guess-
debt,
no,
but
they didn't pay it.
No, they-
Listen why them not paid. To this race war,
Mm-hmm.
they are seen as one of the first oppressors. These people are still mad at Haiti.
Exactly.
Of
to this
course.
day.
So this is how I understand. So when you say them still oppress and them pay them not gonna ever get out
No,
that
they
because them are gonna
won't.
forever
So they-
have them up.
no, but
So-
what
so
I'm
put that-
saying
but-
is
so
that
but
what
what- no, hold on, Empress. But what I'm saying is, and this is where the racism comes in and what perpetuates it. As black people, do we perpetuate the race war?
Yes.
Because, for example, and is there a level of hypocrisy? There's another clothing line called BAPE. What? Bathing of apes or bathing apes, okay? BAPE. Okay, from Japan, all right? And there are people who wear them, okay? Black people who wear bathing apes. No,
Sometimes them don't know.
it's a very expensive brand.
Come
It's
me
a
never
top of the
know.
line brand. And there are other brands as well that, I mean, their designers have come out with racist
Like a
comments.
Procter & Gamble.
Exactly. And people still wear it and people still use
because
it.
we
So
don't
are
we have
we
not
our
educated.
biggest
You can't-
enemies?
Yes, we are. But
Yes,
Kitty, you have to
yes.
understand, as he said, as Foota said, as Nigel said, I said earlier about the privilege. The privilege are not going to feel it.
Yes.
But those, we have to look at those who are educated, have to have an educational campaign to enlighten people, which is what we're doing here using mass media.
Today's program is
to-
very, you
it's
don't know what
very
this are
important.
doing
You don't
right now.
understand how powerful this is because you have a large listenership, and now we're gonna be waking.
Even if
Our
three
listeners
people
are
wake
gonna,
today.
even if three is that, and them three affect how many?
Even
Come
if
on,
one.
let's look
Right.
at the stats.
Me I go share
Even
some-
one,
me
it's
I go
a
share
whole
this-
new. Mm-hmm.
something, Miss Kitty. Let me break it down for you, Empress. Foota Hype. Let me use myself as an example. I've done so many things.
Yes. And
Good
by the way,
things.
let me congratulate you on that scholarship that you did or you gave back
No,
to a
I,
school.
I gave them like
$50,000?
Yeah, it was for a positive move.
Yes,
I wanted to
yes.
change the riff of how things
Yes.
was going. Because remember, me a dancehall selector. Me play all kind of song, me produce all kind of song. But I've never done that with another song. I did it with Success Story because I want
Yes, with
wake
Nesbeth.
them to do something
Yes.
positive. Anyway, me don't want straight from me there. Me come so now me do all kind of good. Nobody in a business. But the moment me and somebody in a drama, Empress will not care about Foota. She never see me yet, but she go up on her phone and she Google to see what the drama is about.
Yes.
All me ask black people for doing it. When you say you're Christian or so, and you hear Foota say something where you not agree with, don't shut me down. Don't send me mad. Don't say me stupid. Just go Google it now.
Engage
Like
me.
how you Google
The mix
Kim
up.
Kardashian and
Yes,
the people.
Black
them.
China.
Just take time out. And say, you know, Foota idiot. Remember, go look what him say.
In my readings and in my research, I understand the psychology because the Caucasians know, and as Foota said, we're God's jewels, okay? And the only way to break us is by mentally debilitating and crippling us because there's no other way where you can conquer we. But once I break it down mentally, I can then seep in and plant what I want to plant, and then it's going to ferment.
you see the
So
planting
watch this.
happening.
If it is that you are Africans are projected as poor, ugly, you know, desperate, destitute, impoverished, and oh my God, dirty people with fly pan lip and bung belly. Nobody wants to associate with that. So I don't talk about the Moors.
Yep.
I don't talk about the empresses. I don't
Right.
talk about the gods.
Yeah.
So to my mind, or to many people's
are
mind,
they?
black people are some dirty run up
Miss
under the
Kitty.
ship.
Miss
I'm
Kitty.
gonna want to associate with that. It's
And
just
we
like you
are
have some
tie up
people.
on that
It's like you
thought
have some
process.
people will come from country and come from outside bathroom and Red Oak because of education and certain things. Them reaching a life and in an office with name Pandora, and them not tell us hey a country them come from.
And
As a
they
matter of fact,
should.
them take on a whole different persona
Yes.
because them want act like say them no get to life or them no country life. Oh my God, excuse me, what's a dumpling? I don't know.
dumpling.
And so people because they are ashamed of where they're
Watch this now,
from.
Miss Kitty.
He said
And
dumpling.
they were taught to be
watch
ashamed.
this
Yeah,
now.
and they're taught to be ashamed.
Watch this
Yeah.
now. People crazy, you know. Because me come to Obama, me see the whole of the thing, them with the bang belly picnic them and the fly and the raw rice I eat and boat and Mandela from them days there.
Yes.
So
The
me
Ethiopian
always
Somali
interested to
images.
see what I go on. Cause well, people born with different characteristics and different blessing.
Personality.
Probably am my blessing that for interested in a wagwan because it couldn't be all bad. Now, me see in the same region, them create a place named Abu Dhabi.
Yes.
And one place named Dubai.
Yes.
Now, everybody want to go vacate in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. But I see place. So nobody want to go Addis Ababa, which is so beautiful.
And you know, when I
Because-
was in Addis, just to join you here real quick, I saw buildings and skyrise.
Addis
buildings,
Ababa
and it
more
is
beautiful
growing.
than
And
New York City.
Guess what? And guess who have the money? Guess who's building in there? Let me tell you, the Chinese are in there. Wait.
That's
the
the new
Chinese and the
slavery
millions in there. Yes, it is. And guess what? Our own people who do not want it takes 7 hours to get to Nigeria right now. Why should I get a visa to go to America and London to get to Africa to trade? Why are we not importing and trading with
No,
Africa?
listen.
We must go to
Empress,
Europe
listen
and we
why.
must go to
No,
America.
Empress,
Why?
listen
Because
why.
we are freaking idiots.
No,
And that's not a bad word.
No, listen why, Empress. I'm going to tell you why. You asked a good question. Now, if you notice the globe when you got Tamrid come library and you spin it, and you look where Jamaica is,
Yes.
and you look where Africa is, it's closer if you travel here, see, than if you go through the whole world
And
to
come
go
back
the
round.
sun. But guess what? The same people, and this is also have to do with prejudice and racism. The same people them define here so a no-fly zone, a no-ship zone, because only for them army and for them people can fly here. So if you go there, you get shot down, because them now want you take diamond, uranium.
tool.
Them now why you take diamond, uranium and all these things and sell it, which it belongs to you, because if you are African and you have piece of land and diamond grow up on it, there's no objection for you to do whatever you want to do with it. But you can't take the diamond in a Miss Kitty.
Yes.
And fly
Sell it
come
to
and Jamaica
them
come
mad.
give Empress piece, you know.
You
Them
gotta
kill
pass
you.
all kind
So
of-
that's why it's so hard for we connect with Africa. They might make Africa the farthest place from your mind. Now I'm gonna say something again. What you know ISIS as?
Well, they're a terrorist group.
That's what they say. Now, if you go and research the origin of Isis, Isis is a female goddess, the goddess of fertility, black goddess. Now, why would you name a murderous Islamic group ISIS when you know ISIS is an original?
Because it's Islamic States. It actually means Islamic
No.
States.
That's what they do. Oh, Who is
Exactly.
Hannibal?
Who is
Who is
this?
Hannibal?
It's the advertising.
Well, I know. Who is Hannibal? Hannibal is known as a man in a movie where eat people. That's garbage, because Hannibal is the greatest African warrior who defeat Napoleon them how much time.
We need to go
and,
there.
and put black people on a pedestal
Yeah.
in a defense. Now, what them do and kill Hannibal history is to create a movie
Yes.
with
That's how
a
we know
white
that
person
it's true.
as Hannibal.
It's true.
With Hannibal is a black man. So
You
our
know,
pitney them and
you
our
know.
grand pitney them are going to know Hannibal
Yeah.
as a white man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that kill Hannibal
eat
history.
people, yes.
Where Hannibal is a black warrior where
That's
defend
why-
black people and create so much great history. So
Put a
listen to me, I say,
blood,
Kitty.
that's
You
true.
see, if we now wake up, black people talk about racism, it's not gonna go until we become that person that we see ourselves superior to everybody else.
Listen, we need to have dinner at Foota's house.
The real issue cannot be addressed until you know from whence
You
this
came.
thing is
Yes.
coming from. And this thing is coming from the reason why black people so weak is religion.
You know,
As long as them keep holding on to this
It's a tool
Jesus
to
something
divide, tool
with
to
this
divide.
white God over here, you're
It's a
gonna
tool
see
to
them superior
divide.
to you.
It is. It's a tool to divide. Let's confirm.
Hold
It's
on
a
a
tool
second.
to
Keep
All
in
these
line.
people who are telling me about this religion named Christianity, and you cannot tell me that. Your grandmother and your great grandmother forced that by your mother, and the next one and the next one, and then forced it by you. So by the 5th generation, the slave master don't even have to do no work.
Yes.
Because you,
Have
the
been
family, have
indoctrinated.
to force it in the kids. Now they have a thing where them teach from basic school. They teach in your child, Jesus loved me. This I know. For the Bible tell me so. Your child is not even able to read yet. Your child don't know what a Bible is yet. So by the child reach 10, he must say Jesus is God and the Bible tell him so, which is a lie. Because he couldn't read the Bible. But the songs they use, that they understand that Africans communicate through music. So they create these hymns and stuff to help the brainwash. It's not just getting up and saying, oh, we're facing racism. You have to infrastructure a system. Like how them have a school system.
that's why Willie Lynch letter was so critical.
Yes.
No, but it's bigger than Willie Lynch, brother. It's from basic school. If you notice, it's more determined to have Jesus thing in your thing from basic school. When you reach high school, them not busy there, you must gonna devotion, you must gonna work out the foundation of your brain is already.
And what you teach a child, what Footer, could you mind if I come in? What Footer is saying also is that when you train a child up until 5, he will
Yes.
never depart
Yes,
from that
0
knowledge.
to 7,
And
yeah.
so what we have to do, and I'm going to stand up now with my husband, who has written a Garvey curriculum.
Yeah.
And has written something, and he has rewritten every nursery rhyme to the Garvey. Even my son wakes up, he says, A for the Africans, those at home and those abroad. B, a man's bread and butter is only ensured when he works for it.
We
C,
should do
if
that.
you have no confidence in self, you are twice
Yes.
defeated and raised. That's how my son is raised, because my husband is an educator, a
The
philosopher.
only way to-
So he's teaching Garvey. You have to train him up until 5. Sorry about your camera in there.
Because it's the
Garvey.
foundation.
He's-
When we have a conversation with our parents, see, Miss Kitty?
Yes.
But they have one family thing. Oh, it was Father's Day.
Yes.
I remember Father's Day dinner in Florida, and my daddy and this lady, and she talk about the whole thing, and I tell her, I look at that, I say, listen me, now follow them here, study African Ray and Kemet and Ray. I'm tell you about no Jesus, I trick them, and blah blah blah. You know the mother get crazy. So I say to her, I say, you have a problem with me as a friend of the family who have some form of information, but you would appear 112,000 US for your picnic go on high school and want most expensive food, but then tell them a lie. Say, go jump over the moon, and that this white figure is God. I said there's no arm. It's just show you the complex of inferiority.
Yes.
Because me is a black man when I have no degree, I mean I go Harvard. But me I tell you something sensible for your own good for the future. Me and you might not reap the benefits of what me I tell you now. But your child is coming up.
Yes.
And you're
Because
with-
we've been raised to
Exactly.
think that
Which is-
anything from
which
us
is
is not
what
good
I-
enough.
No, but me I show you that she ready for war me.
Yes.
Zin, but should have pay her money and drop off her
Choose my
picnic.
buckle doing up. That's why you can blame me. Now me we take the blame.
No, but watch
Me
this.
choose
me
my
now.
buckle, you know.
Kitty, that's why me have so much enemy. I mean, never consider them enemy.
Yeah.
I consider them lost souls.
Yeah, because but Foota, when there is greatness on your life, you're gonna face opposition, and so when you build good,
Like
all
all
the
the
greats.
greats.
When you Jesus,
Jesus,
yeah,
them
the
same
same
criminal.
Jesus, right?
No, but he
Yeah.
was.
Even with
but he was
Jesus,
considered a criminal.
even with the
Exactly.
story of Jesus, religious and the religious context of that, coming from who gives it to you and how it's manipulated and how it's changed. Sometimes you can even go back with your own studies and say, even like me who's Orthodox, why do people choose? Why did I choose to become Ethiopian Orthodox in my own knowledge and upbringing of Christianity?
Yes.
Because I felt it wasn't tainted by European
Europeans,
colonization.
right. Yes.
So
Right.
even though it is a story of Christ and it's a Christian
What
story,
is
an
this?
Orthodox.
What is this, Empress?
Oh my God!
You know what this is, Miss
You
Kitty?
don't say the man. Really Ethiopian.
what is-
That's what.
What is Kitty?
It's an Ethiopian.
No, hold on.
It's an Ethiopian symbol.
It's an ankh.
Ankh, yes.
All right. Time and place, as me tell you about.
Yes.
2 things where you can do in a history you can't wrong. Square time and the place.
Yes.
This is before the cross. This is considered, this is the male instrument of...
Yes.
Yeah. and this is the womb, and this is the offspring. This is called the ankh.
Yes.
The image of life. The Europeans removed the womb and put a next male part.
Jesus wept.
See?
Hey!
So watch this now. You have man, and kids, which is impossible. See? This is the female. And I want to go further, I know. You have queen ants, you have queen bee, you have queen everything.
Yeah.
But in the European philosophy of life, there's no queen. There is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Now, you can't have a father and a son without a mother. You understand? So, Christianity have a problem with me now because you know, always I push out the female. If you notice, you have Adam and Eve. See? Adam and Eve bring forth two sons, which is Cain and Abel. That means that all multiplication stop the same. Anybody else come in the world, I must Cain breed him mother, or Abel get him mother pregnant. Anyway, them say Cain kill Abel, and then run away and find wife.
Yes.
Now, if the Bible gonna tell me, say him run away and find wife, what's her name?
Yeah.
What origin is she? Because she was not Eve.
Yes.
So that means she's the real mother of civilization, and she bring forth everybody else. So why you hide? She hide her history. What's her name? Where is she from? Who is her parents? What's her family's name? Christianity don't give woman that kind of power there. And me can't tell anybody this, them can think different and say I'm mad. My systematic belief of God, it has to be a combination of a male being and a female being. Because if God made us in his own image and he make it so you can't come on earth without a man and a woman, why you think it different with him?
And they don't have to have the same roles.
They don't have to have the same roles.
Very
but
important.
the female, I want to tell you something. If you look upon life itself and how we are created, the female is more important than even the male. Shaggy say one line in him song when I think him ever know the greatness of what him say. Him say, I wonder if God was a woman.
Real talk, you know?
No, them say, me show you how Christianity have a problem with me now. I mean, them not agree now. Them say, God build man, and then him a build woman, him take one of man ribs and build the woman. So, what you try to say to me now, Pastor? God run out of parts after him build the first somebody?
You know, some can't.
But think about it.
Maybe he wants to show the union, the unity, the unison, the togetherness.
Miss Kitty, if you are dealing,
how we're integrated.
No, watch this now. The integration don't come from the integration come from the combination of the sexual compatibility.
Procreation.
Yeah, that is where it come from. But you can't. Them a try make you think in your head like woman come from man. That is wrong.
To keep you under.
No, but based on where life set up and how you see life operate and record, man come from woman. Yeah. There's no way you can prove to me say woman come from man. So them a try.
That's why so much fishing that go on around, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So get on me and say, Miss Kitty. No, Miss Kitty, don't laugh. Christianity don't tend to empower woman. If you notice in the Bible, them stone the woman, them do the woman, them be a thing, them not treat woman good. And even in life, nothing can naturally be created without a female. Even your laptop where you plug in at the wall, you have to have a female part to put in the plug, everything. Ring and finger, shoes and socks, everything. Pants where you put on, you have to go.
You see how religion and racism and all of these tools are so intertwined.
Are integrated.
You see, we're there 400 years behind.
Yes.
So, watch this now. You see, that's why I tell you.
That's why we need the patience, though.
No.
I tell you why. Because we're so far behind and we don't even regroup yet.
No, but
I guess this is where the regroup starts.
Stop, hold on. Here why we not for regroup. The people them we are beat we know, we are lead we know, we are ahead with 400 years you know. Them not do it for them own skill. Them use the same black people and use money for you advance them technology. Because all the things that are being invented and that are being mastered are black people doing it. But they are doing it under a company. It's like a record.
That's an organization though, which is what I'm saying.
It's not organization, it's money.
Whatever
that's
you want.
Why.
What you want.
No, but you know, brother. You know. That's why Gaddafi is not here. And that's why Saddam is not here. The real problem is money.
I'm feeling it for Gaddafi.
So watch this now. Watch what we have to learn now. And that's why when you said something about Puffy earlier, if Puffy have so much money and Jay-Z have so much money and Oprah have so much money, right? Why we not just depart from even partnershiping with anybody we oppress a thing and just do one thing.
Because we're not unified yet.
No,
as I
because
said
the
to you,
division
as
is
I said
not
to you
shared,
earlier,
Nigel.
hold on.
Relax.
No, listen to me.
But what about the division?
I'm trying to explain it to you, sir.
Okay, go on.
I am saying to you, they can only conquer us because we are not seeing the same vision with a view to even say let's fix it until
Yes.
we can get to that step one. That is repatriation 101. That is anti-racism 101.
Let me say something before we finish. Despite the unity and coming together and the vision and all that, we have to be, this is going to sound horrible, but we have to be willing to even kill for it.
Yeah.
Because
war.
this is what I'm going to say.
Killing who? Because we cannot,
No,
we cannot,
sh-
we
yo,
cannot
no, listen, why not?
advocate killing of anybody
you
at all.
No, that's what I want.
No, not on my show.
No,
I mean, on
this
your
is-
sound.
no,
or
this is what I'm
whatever.
saying.
Is it a lack of vision?
Yeah.
You know, but-
No, listen what I'm saying. I'm saying they are going to probably attack me for this. That's what I said first. Don't hold Kitty responsible for what I'm saying now. But have you noticed the death chain of progressive black people in making this dream work? Have you seen it? They are murdered daily. They are assassinated daily. If you rise up right now, Miss Kitty, as this program might get you under fire when it's finished. If you stand for what you believe in with this, they might lick your way.
Let me tell you something.
Are you willing to die?
No.
For the better.
No,
Kitty,
no,
Miss
no.
Kitty, Miss Kitty, I agree with you. I agree with you. But I will add to what you're saying and say the continuity of life. And see, if Sam Sharp and Bogle them never said
That is true.
You wouldn't up on the radio, you know.
That is
If
true.
you was a
So me
pass
I
somebody
say,
on the bus,
if
you
it means
could
I
not
take
take
a
place.
shot so my son can ride.
Yes, me will do it.
Me go
Me
do
will do
that.
it.
Nigel Staff,
Alright.
Foota Hype.
I know
Emprezz
people like
Golding.
I freak out
Thank
and tell
you.
people when they come say something they want burn out their money, but guess what? Them still arise.
It's still rising.
Any one of them has to give in for money, them not real from man.